Hello, everyone. It is Thursday night, and it is 5 o'clock on the West Coast, 6 o'clock Mountain Time, 7 o'clock Central, and 8 o'clock on the East Coast, and I got it right the first time. And it is time to train with coaches. This is a show where we talk everything running, triathlon, nutrition, training, racing, pretty much anything you want to talk about in the ultra running, anything you want to talk about running or triathlon. We're here to talk about it. And that's what we do. And I'm Coach Jeff.
I'm Coach Sherry Ann.
And tonight we have our special guest, one of the coaches from the team who manages a lot of our team's flexibility programs. You get to talk.
Are you pointing to Bonnie or
I'm
me?
Bonnie.
Well, you have to
hello. You can say hello anytime you want. Just chime in there and say hello anytime you want. So, if anyone is out there watching the show, I know sometimes that I forget to turn on the question and answer thing. I have turned on the question and answer thing if you want to ask questions there, or you can go right into the chat room and you can talk in the chat room, and that way Bonnie and Sherry Ann can see everything that's going on as well. Tonight, what are we talking about tonight, Sherry Ann?
Well, we're talking about injury prevention and how flexibility plays a huge role in that. So that's why we brought Bonnie in, because Bonnie specializes in flexibility for athletes. So it's a huge part of staying healthy, I think, and staying injury-free, as well as just having all-around wellness, actually. So Bonnie, I'm going to turn the floor over to you so that you can talk about the importance of it.
Yeah, you're not turning the floor over to her. And because I want, this is a very, very important subject, and I don't think that enough people realize the importance of some of the things we're going to talk about tonight. And because it all starts, and I'm sure Bonnie's going to back me up with this. It's even before the whole athletic process starts. It starts with posture. Mm-hmm. And, the better your posture, the better your body alignment, the better everything's going to work. Mm-hmm. And now I'm going to let Bonnie talk.
Hey, awesome. So do I see myself talk, or am I talking? Talking? Nobody sees me?
Yeah, everyone sees you. Every time you talk, everyone sees you.
Oh, sweet. Okay, so wanted to talk about injury prevention through the balance of strength and flexibility. So a lot of our activities focus on a lot of strength, a lot of repetitive movement, and maybe not so much on flexibility for myself and a lot of the people that I coach. The flexibility piece might be put on the back burner because we're busy, we don't have a lot of time. But there's this concept that I like to teach that if we do it right, we don't have to focus so much on flexibility because we're looking for balance within joints and within kinetic change within the body. And that all sounds kind of a lot. But we get injuries from repetitive action. We get injuries from bad form, like Jeff is talking about. He's very big on running form, and unless you have perfect running form, you're probably going to have some things that get tight and stay tight unless you focus on it. And he touched on the having some inflexibility due to bad habits, or how we sleep, or how we sit in the car. And sometimes we get injuries from how we're built. Sometimes one foot pronates more than the other, so that can cause imbalances up the legs. It can result in imbalances within the hip. You wouldn't think that one small little deviation in a foot can result in imbalances in the hip, which will travel up the back, because it's all kinetic chains put together into bigger kinetic chains, and then we have the whole body. That's why, as an engineer, I focus on the athlete as a lot of different systems put together in these kinetic chains to accomplish functional movements. And understanding that, a lot of the classes that I teach, a lot of the movements that I teach are ways of identifying where the imbalances are, one side to the next or within just one piece. So let's get a little bit more specific here. Okay, let's talk about a kinetic chain, say like from the hip to the foot. You got a lot of parts going on, and let's think about two muscles that work together. They're synergistic. One's an antagonist, one's a synergistic muscle, such as the ham and the quad. They work together. A way of stretching well is to activate one of them, which automatically causes the other muscle to relax. So if you wanted to stretch your hamstrings better, a better stretch, a more active stretch, a safer stretch would be to activate the quads and use the quads so the hamstrings get the signal to release. There's lots of technical terms that go into it, but just know that there's a lot of things going on that you can get a better stretch with the instruction of like in the videos that we give you and whatnot. Another way that we can get injury imbalances and, you know, either doing the yoga practices or really methodical stretching is, say you have a past injury. A lot of us aren't spring chickens and we have torn hamstrings, we have injuries, maybe we were born with injuries that cause these imbalances. So if you have a torn hamstring and then maybe on down the road you're an athlete that has quads that are stronger naturally than your hamstrings. So, you know, a classic imbalance is where the femur sits within the knee, within that meniscus socket cradle, a little more too forward. And so we get a little more inappropriate rubbing within the meniscus. You know, the kneecap gets sore because the quad's too tight, the quad's too strong in compared to the hamstring. So there's an imbalance there that is quite easy to fix, but you wouldn't necessarily think about it in those terms. So what do I do as an instructor to these flexibility and balance classes, to the yoga classes and the videos? The poses that I teach are designed to show me imbalance